Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're back. I have a lot to talk about today. Let's make sure the audio is okay. Just skip a little bit. All right, I think it sounds fine. Let me know if the levels are good. What a day. I mean, that's like the best way to put it. Currently, we're just looking at the trades from today. Pretty okay day. It was not the best day, if I'm being honest. A lot of these trades are ongoing from last week. GOOS had a great day. Moderna also had a pretty good day. Other than that, just, we're going to talk about the market in a second, but, I got to talk about the market. I want to talk about Bitcoin. Also CCIV, everybody's talking about it on Twitter, so I guess I'll try and do whatever I can to cover it. I'm gonna need some help from the chat on that one though. It's up like 40% today if you include after hours. And I put out a tweet just recently saying, first you had Helion, the SPAC for it was SHLL, then you had Fisker, then you had XL, then you had IPOC, which is Clover. You've had like these SPACs or whatever it is that were really just trendy on Twitter, and most of them did well. I mean, Shill did okay for a little bit. Shill was the SPAC for Helion. That did okay for a bit, but then it fell. Fisker had a crazy run, then fell. XL had a crazy run, then fell. IPOC, which is now Clover, soon all right. We'll see what happens with that one. We're gonna go over as much as possible. These are just the trades from today, not too much to cover. Just pretty flat day for the trades, and then in terms of the market, not a good day either. So it's just one of those days. That's just what happens. I put out multiple warnings on Friday, closing out the week last week at an all-time high on the market, basically saying I really decreased the amount of options allocation I have in my account, just trying to prepare for whatever could happen. And still I'm treading lightly, but I'm not being like, I'm not panic selling anything. I'm just being a little bit more laid back. I've already made a lot of gains in the past couple of months, past year. At this point, if the market continues without me, I'm still, I still own a lot of stocks. I just don't, the positions have been lowered. The options allocation is lowered by a lot. So I'm just treading a little bit lighter. Not that I'm calling for a dump. I just want to wait until things are more stable, politically, with COVID, just all the things going on. So yeah, that's just like a little recap of the day. Another thing I definitely want to talk about is Bitcoin. How can we not talk about Bitcoin? It was at 42K, and then over the weekend, pretty much yesterday, it fell down to like 35K, bounced back up, and then this morning, if you saw Bitcoin, it went down to 30K, and I was able to call the bottom on Bitcoin. I posted on Twitter. Here's the proof. We're gonna go to the chart in a second, but you're looking at it right now. BTC technical signaling potential reversal from the green box. If I click on it, the green box was at $30,000. That was literally the low. You had the 0.786 Fibonacci line, potential hidden bullish divergence, a horizontal previous resistance and support. And I posted this on Twitter, and it went from 30K to like 35K. I think it's at like 34K right now. But regardless, like 10 to 15% returns on this call on Twitter, which was great. So I guess we can go over to Bitcoin. Before we do that, make sure to check out the website, freetradingmovement.com, if you want to learn how to trade. It's in the description. Literally all the resources you need. Also for my one-on-one classes, they were super busy last week. I was fully packed, but now they've opened up. So if you want to sign up for a one-on-one class with me, that's also on the website. If you want to support what I'm doing, you can go to the pinned comment in the chat or the first link in the description, and that'll take you to this site. You can buy merchandise, you can send me a tip, it'll pop up on the stream. And yeah, also, can we please get some more likes? We got 35 people in here, only 8 likes. Come on, let's go over the charts. Let's head on over to TradingView. So let's get it. Now we are on TradingView, so let me move it over here. All right, so we're on TradingView. I don't even know why I have XRP on the screen. Let's not look at that. Yeah, we're talking about Bitcoin right now. I mean, awesome. I called this bounce right here at the low of the day, and it's up since then. It is currently up. Right now it's up 15% since this call I put out on Twitter. At the high of like today's price, it was up 18% since my call at 30K. So hopefully that helps somebody. Just a little bit of crypto talk. That's pretty much what got me into trading. Was able, on this whole entire rundown on crypto, I've been able to make a pretty good amount of profit just buying dips and selling highs. But that's not something I typically do. That's probably the first time I've ever, I guess, scalped, right? I don't know, it was just super easy with this to find the bounces using Fibonacci levels. Not that I'm recommending anybody to do that, not financial advice. And then eventually came down to the 30K price point. I'm like, all right, this crazy fall is probably at least going to bounce here. I just called it local bottom. I'm not saying that it can't go to 30K again. All I'm saying is from 30K, it went to 36K, and I definitely did call that. I pretty much called 30K to 35K because that's where the resistance was. But that is Bitcoin. We're going to see what happens. Is it a bubble? Is it the future? That's up to you to decide. That's not really my decision to make for you. You have your own opinion on the fundamentals of Bitcoin. Do your own research. But the technicals looked great at 30K, and it had a nice bounce there. We'll see what can happen. You're really looking at this MACD for the triple hidden bullish divergence where you made 3 higher lows on price with lower levels on your MACD. Even on your RSI, you have hidden bullish divergence, which I literally just noticed. So a lot of hidden bullish divergence, but it's not confirmed yet. It needs to develop more, as I always say. You want to wait till it's really just consistently getting towards green for more than just 2 waning momentum wicks on the MACD. That's Bitcoin. I mean, obviously a lot of people are interested in Bitcoin, and also a lot of people are also in the stocks that are dependent on Bitcoin, Mara, Riot, GBTC, you know, the whole entire deal with those. Looking at futures real quick, just, you know, towards the top of this flag. This is another reason why I kind of went light on Friday, because the S&P and the S&P futures were at the top of upsloping flags, right? These are the futures. S&P has the same exact thing, the SPX. So they're at the top. That's when I really started, you know, chilling a little bit. So today I was down. You know, I did have a bad day in the market for the first time in a while, but I can't complain, because if I didn't manage my risk like I did on Friday, I would have had a horrible day today. So I kind of saved myself somewhat by, you know, cutting things down before the weekend. But yeah, you know, it's just one of those days. Crazy gains. I doubled my portfolio last week, so being down a certain amount percent today, I'm not too worried about it. Taking a look at the chat, CLOV has a catalyst tomorrow, says Cheddar Freeze. How you doing, Patrick? What's up, Revax? Yeah, GOS, we need to talk about this one. Let's go. If it's gonna load, let's go. I mean, I'm up, I think 125% on my call options on this. It's currently up 6% since the entry. I put this trade out on Friday. I'm hyped up about this one. I mean, I literally posted it right before this move happened, posted it at $29.71. It went up to like $32 earlier today. Basically what I did with my options was I took out the, when it was hitting this resistance, I took out the cost of my options, and now I'm just riding the profits that I've made already on the options. So at this point, I can't lose anything on the trade. If it continues to go up, I'm holding. I have like long dated options on it too. I have like a month out till expiration. So we'll see what happens with that. Fab, that was definitely a great class. I enjoyed it as well. We had some good conversations. If anybody else, again, wants to sign up for the one-on-one classes, you go to freetradingmovement.com. The link for that is in the description. And let me just go right here. Then you go to Champion Vibe, and then it'll be the first thing right there. Let's head on over back to TradingView. So we kind of talked about the market. We touched on Bitcoin. I think now we could probably dive into like more specific stocks. There was something else I wanted to talk about. Oh yeah, what is the ticker? CCIV. All right, so I kind of mentioned it a little bit earlier in the stream, talking about like the Twitter hype stocks. For the first time in a long time, I actually took a few hours off of Twitter. My Twitter usage has been insane. I don't know, I just felt like I was on Twitter too much, so I just, you know, worked out, did some other things. But when I came back to Twitter right before the stream, every single person is talking about CCIV, which, what's the name for this company again? I have it pulled up right here. Let me see. Trying to figure it out. What's the name for like the potential, actually, I can't remember. Like literally I just learned about this. Lucid, right? So there's a potential scenario in which Lucid, which is an EV that has a lot of funding behind it, there's a potential that CCIV, which was up 40% today, it's in the thumbnail. That's the chart right now. Obviously, I can't do any technicals with it. Yeah, all right, thank you everybody for helping me out in the chat. I just figured out here. Great timing. So yeah, Lucid, $3 donation from Will Loesch. Thanks for teaching me about swing trading. Keep it up, brother. Appreciate the support very much. Thank you for the $3. If anybody else wants to send a tip, it's the pinned comment in the chat and the first link in the description. But yeah, so I don't think it's confirmed yet. Correct me if I'm wrong, but there's like a potential for Churchill Capital Corp, this SPAC, to be like the launcher for Lucid, the EV. A lot of people like Lucid. I haven't done too much research on it. Let me actually fix the audio because the music went out. So let's talk about this for a second. And I literally just learned about this like 20 minutes ago. So I'm trying my best to do it. I read like one article about it. All right, music should be back now. I think we should put it down a little bit. That should be better. So Lucid, they have, well, they're starting with a very high-end model, which I think the starting price is like 70K and it goes up to like 100,000 something. They have like a high-end model. Basically, this company has been working in the battery space for like a decade. And then in 2016, they decided to change their name to Lucid and start developing this electric vehicle. And a lot of people have deep favoritism. I don't know the word for it. A lot of people like the company. That's the simplest way to put it. So if this is the SPAC, if CCIV is the SPAC for Lucid, people are going to be excited, I guess. So the price went crazy today, obviously. Just like most SPACs, they have those supports at $10 because that's the redemption price for the shares. So it was just chilling there for a long time, and then when this potential news came out, it just went crazy today. I think some people even told me on the Discord to look into it, and I was just super busy. Whoa, Patrick Cattell, $35 donation for a one-on-one trading. Let's go. We're gonna be definitely doing the one-on-one call. So you already filled out the form. I'll contact you. We'll schedule it. Really appreciate it. Thank you for supporting me. And I also hopefully you enjoyed the one-on-one call. I've had great sessions. I think I've had about like 10 one-on-one call sessions now. They've all been amazing. Just great conversations, great questions. Been loving them so far. So appreciate it, Patrick. We'll be having a call with you sometime this week, hopefully. And yeah, appreciate that. So back to Lucid. They apparently have a lot of, like, they got $1 billion in funding from somewhere in the Middle East or something like that. And the owner of the company, and again, I just literally read this article, I just skimmed through it. The owner of Lucid was working with Tesla on the Model S like a while back. So he has experience. And then, you know, a lot of people like the car design, I guess. And you know what I kind of said on Twitter was, I obviously am biased towards Fisker. I'm not wearing the hat right now, but I have a hat. Like, you know, Fisker has provided me a huge, you know, following. It's provided me a lot of money, and I just love the company. Actually, on Saturday, I'm going to be dropping a 20-minute fundamental breakdown on Fisker. So that video is going to be coming out this weekend. But obviously, I love Fisker. There's no lying about that. But like, I'm not, you know, I don't see these other EV companies, NIO, Tesla, Solo, as competition. You know, if at the end of the day, what every single one of these EV companies wants is mass adoption. They want, you know, the majority of cars on the road to be combustion vehicles. So the more options you can give consumers to choose which vehicle is best for them, the higher likelihood you have of mass adoption for EVs. So whenever I see a new EV company, regardless of whether I like the car, the business model, whatever it is, I just think the more EVs, the better. In terms of trying to create mass adoption, right? Like, you know, you have so many cars on the road today. I can name 20, you know, car brands that are on the road. You need multiple car brands. You can't just have, and of course, Tesla is dominating the EV world, but most of the cars on the road are not Teslas, right? Most of the cars are still gas vehicles. So you need multiple brands for this mass adoption. So we'll see how it goes. I know some people also don't like the fact that CCIV has such a high, starting price of their cars, and like the regular options like over 100K. And I don't think that alone will allow them to create mass adoption. I don't think any car can create mass adoption at a price of like 140K or whatever the price was, I can't remember. But what it does is, you know, it gives the ability to the people that can afford that a nice car. So the more options you give to different classes of people, the higher likelihood you have of mass adoption. And then like their battery, and for whatever reason, I think the article said it has like a 500-mile range, and their vehicle is like up to par with like the highest tier of Teslas. There's a lot of things behind this company from what I read in like 20 minutes. But do your own research, look into Lucid. And again, I don't think that this is confirmed that this is a SPAC for Lucid, but there was news that it could be the SPAC for Lucid CCIV. Of course, there's not really anything I can do in terms of technicals here. It's a straight line up. You know the deal. Technicals don't matter at all for this SPAC right now until there's more data. So it's just a matter of if it's going to happen, if this company is worth people putting their money in, and if the hype in the bull market continues. So that is CCIV. I think that was a good talk on it. I really wanted to cover it just because a lot of people care about it from what I've been seeing. I think we should just go back to, you know, the normal trades, and then I'll move on to ticker requests. If you want to send me a donation or buy some merch, it's the pinned comment in the chat and the first link in the description. What else? Bob says, in my opinion, if someone is going to buy an EV that expensive, they will just go with the Tesla, but I haven't looked into the company. Yeah, I mean, Tesla's going to be the #1 EV for a long time, just because they're already known in the industry, and, you know, just popularity wins until it doesn't. So I think for at least the next decade, Tesla's, no matter what, going to be the #1 EV company. Maybe they'll get dethroned like a decade later, but I don't even think Fisker has a chance of dethroning Tesla in the short term, or even in the next 5 to 10 years. I think Tesla's going to be at the top for a minute, you know. Just my personal opinions on the car. I think it looks good. I think the pricing is unrealistic for a huge amount of people to buy it in terms of the actual Lucid car. I like the car if the 500-mile range is true on that car, and if it can actually compete with the top tier. What's the highest Tesla? Is like the Model S P100D or something like that. I don't remember the exact term. If it can't compete with that, we'll see what happens. So I can't talk. I'm unbiased, but I think all EVs are good except for the egg car. And if you know what the egg car is, we'll see what happens with that company in 5 years. So yeah, I think we could take a look at what really moved. So GOOS, I already talked about. Great day today for that trade. Moderna also up 3%. Taking a look at futures and Bitcoin. Bitcoin is actually dropping again. Crazy, go figure. It's down. It's at 33,800 right now, so it's pulling back quite a bit. But look, it went to the resistance I showed when I put out the buy call right here. Not buy call, but bounce zone, I guess. When I put that out in the morning, this was on my chart. So it got there, it even went a little bit higher, and now it's falling down. What was I just looking at? Moderna. I mean, the trade's in profit. It's up 3%. At one point, this trade was up on, I think it was on Friday, it was up 8%, so it's obviously pulled. I don't know, it's broken out. You have the divergence on the 4-hour, and you also have the divergence, whatever you want to say, on the daily. So it's just a question of if it will happen. The technicals still look good. It's just finding a lot of resistance in this like orange box area. If it breaks that, you don't have any resistance until 135. I mean, maybe little things on like the 1-hour chart, but I do think if you break this orange box with confirmation, 135 could be next. I sold like a third of my position for like a 5% profit. I'm still holding 2/3 of my position on Moderna, hoping for this target. So at this point, it's like I'm gonna have my sell order right around this target, probably a little bit under. If it works out, great. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be holding. I don't know. They're literally providing vaccines to the country right now. What's the egg car? Do I really pull up the egg car on stream? The last time I did, and the reason I kind of stopped calling it the egg car is people got mad at me for calling it the egg car. All right, let's do it. I don't care anymore, whatever. Let's go back to the other screen. So let's come over here. Let's look at the egg car. All right, let's go back to this screen. All right, let's look at the egg car, I guess. This is the egg car. All right, that's the egg car. Don't get mad at me. It's an opinion, okay? I don't think this company is going to be successful in 10 years. If I'm wrong, great. I don't care. But this is an egg car. That's it. That's literally the segment. Let's go back to the charts. All right, we're back on the charts. What we got here, I'm just trying to see if anything really made a big move. Not really. BigCommerce did get stopped out. This was definitely the failed trade of today. BigCommerce, 5% loss, it got stopped out. The long-term trade is still there. That's also sitting down at -5%. That stop loss is under like the all-time low. I had call options in. I ended up taking like a 10% loss on my call options this morning when it was at like 62. So I also prevented a further loss just because it wasn't holding that 63 support like I wanted it to. That's just how it goes. Remember, manage your risk. Do this time and time again, and you're going to make more on your winning trades than you lose on your losing trades. Got some laughing emojis for the egg car. Yeah, I mean, how is that car safe? It's like even worse than like a Mini Cooper, I guess, is super small and light, but like that car, like you could probably pick it up. Like literally, you could probably just lift it up. I don't know. We'll see if it works out. I just think it looks ugly too, regardless of the size, the functionality. I mean, also on that car, it has like a 0 to 60 in like 10 seconds, and the top speed is like 75 miles per hour or something. Like, what? And the price is like 23K. Who's buying that? I mean, and look, the stock price went insane, right? Of course, the stock had a crazy run. I just think that, you know, even if you do consider this to be an EV bubble, that doesn't mean every single EV is going to fail. That means there's going to be things that come out on top, and there's going to be companies that don't work out, you know, 10 years down the road. And that's just what happened with the .com bubble. You had good things that came out of that bubble, but you also have things that never saw the light of day after it, right? So Solo, I mean, it had this crazy run from literally $2 to 13 because it was the bull market. It was in the middle of the EV SPAC hype, had a crazy run. What happened after? This is when I was really talking about it being an egg car, and I don't think it's going to work out. What happened? It fell, like majorly, like $11 to $7. It's finding support at $6. I'm not even going to do technicals on this. The technicals actually look okay. I'm not even lying. They actually look decent, but I don't know. It's Solo. It was up 7% today. And again, I don't care. Like if it works out, if the company actually works out, people actually want to buy that car, great for them. You'll never see me in a Solo car, okay? You won't see me in one. What else? Trying to see if anything really, Pfizer. Pfizer actually made a big move today. It's up 2% since the entry of the trade. This trade is like 3 weeks old, but basically the first 2 weeks of the trade, it just didn't do anything. It just stayed the same. It's broken out of like this little resistance right here at 37.52 that it couldn't break for weeks. It's broken out of that. It even back tested it as support. What I ended up doing, I think at the end of last week when I was reallocating my account, managing my portfolio, actually sold my Pfizer calls, which I kind of screwed myself over because for 2 weeks straight, the price wasn't moving, but my calls were going down because of time decay. So I was just paying a fee every single day, literally for 14 days. I paid a fee just to hold that call option for the price to do nothing. And then literally last week, I think it was the day that the whole entire Capitol Hill thing happened. I was trying to lower my options amount and I sold that. And then now the calls were up today after 2 weeks of not doing anything. Sorry, if the song is bad, just let me know. I can't really hear it. You see, I'm not wearing headphones anymore. I used to wear headphones on the stream, but now I got a mic that can cancel out the noise coming from my laptop so I can actually hear the music without you hearing it from my mic, if that makes sense. But I just can't hear the music as well. So if there's a terrible song, and it looks like all of these are bad, so I don't want to be playing bad music. I think that sounds a little bit better. What else? CLOV. Seeing that in the chat. Mason, you make your own decisions as a trader. Yeah, that's in the description. That's very obvious. How far was my strike on Pfizer? I have a $40 call like a month out. Again, I've literally said this every single time I talk about options on stream. I've only been trading I've only been trading options for 2 months. Would you follow anybody who's been doing something for 2 months for advice? That does not make sense. I would not follow anybody who's been doing something for 2 months for advice, right? And that's why I never ever put out options advice on the stream, in the Discord. Never have I put out options advice. Sometimes, like maybe once or twice, I've shared in the Discord the calls I got just because everybody keeps on asking me. And I've only had 2 months of experience in options. I know you were joking around, Mason. You've been in the stream for a minute. That was just for other people, I guess. But until I really, really master options, I'm just not going to talk about them too much. I share which options I'm in, but I'm never going to tell you and show you, hey guys, you should get this option. No, I'm not there yet. Once I do get experience, I will probably. But I just don't like talking about things until I have like at least like a year of experience in. So I'm great at talking about swing trading and technicals. And I do understand options, and I've made a lot of profit on options. But until I get more time doing them, I'm just going to stay away from them for a little bit in terms of like trying to teach other people about it. I've tried to help out some people in one-on-one calls on options, but that's pretty much about it until I just get a few more months of experience, regardless of the profit I've made. But I don't care about sharing which options I have, right? That doesn't mean you have to get them. I'm just sharing what I have. And most people don't do that. What else? Yeah, a lot of people talking about DGLY. We could take a look at that. Isn't that like the body cams one? So I get the fundamentals on that. Wow. It actually broke out. If you don't know, on DGLY, Yeah, buying options definitely can be dangerous, Nicholas, for sure. That's why only 10% of my account is options, because I'm comfortable risking 10% of my account to try and gain a good amount of money. But yeah, options, high risk, high reward, definitely. Make your own decisions always. You don't want to follow me for advice. Nobody forced you to, right? DGLY. So let me go to the 4 hour, I guess. What is up with these songs? I need to find like a new playlist. That's a little bit better. We'll go with this one. All right. DGLY. I put out 2 different day trades on DGLY like a month ago or something back here, and one of them was a 19 or an 18% gain in literally half an hour. It was crazy. I posted it on Twitter at $2.44 as a day trade. It might have actually been a swing trade, but it happened in half an hour where it went up literally 18%. I'm not even joking, in 30 minutes. Like, a lot of people were in on that one too. That one was great. Then it fell back down, and I put another day trade the day after on DGLY, and that ran like another 10%. So like in total, like 28% in 2 days in a row on DGLY. Some people might remember it from last month if you were following me then. It was great. It was a great profit. Very, very fast, very easy. It seemed way too easy. Then it dumped all the way down to the 200-day moving average. And I guess with everything that happened last week at Capitol Hill, or I think there's other catalysts. What are you talking about? A lot of people are talking about DGLY. I don't know if there's other catalysts or just, you know, from everything that's going on. But I mean, it just went from, it bounced off the 200-day, but that's not why it ran up. It obviously ran up because of news and what's happening in the world. So it went from $2.22 to almost $4. So you could have almost doubled your money. Then it pulled all the way back down. And here's what I actually like about DGLY. It went up crazy, then it dumped. Now it's come back up. It got back over the 292 resistance, right? And look what happened on the second 4-hour candle today on DGLY. It back tested it. It broke out and then it back tested it. If it can hold 292, just zooming out, I mean, I think it can see 334 again. What type of retrace would that be? Yeah, that would be in your golden retrace as well. If you can hold $3, I think you're going to see 330. I think you could see another 10% move. But obviously that's assuming it can hold 3. We'll see if it does hold 3. It was up 17% today. I mean, crazy stuff on DGLY for sure. XPEV, we can talk about that one. Now this company, I do think that in the long term, the price might be overvalued, but in the short term, there still is a bull market literally going on. There still is a lot of hype around EVs. You know, it's all about market timing, right? And you can never time the market perfectly. But for now, it broke out of a falling wedge. It has divergence on the 4-hour. On the daily, it also has divergence. The technicals actually look pretty good. On the first day of this trade, it was up, I think, 12%. Literally the day I put this trade out, it was up 12%. Then it pulled back. It got stop punted. Then I created a new stop for the trade after that 12% move in the dump. And now it's back up like 3% almost. So again, this is not an investment. This is a trade. Unless you want to invest in it, that's your decision. But we'll see what happens. The trade's in profit. You could have taken profit at 12% up on the first day if you wanted. But the technicals look pretty decent if I'm being honest. That's really about it. You have divergence. You already broke out. Is this the entry? No, the entry was down here. But it's not too far away from the entry, I guess. It's just the entry was down here, but back here. You know what I'm saying? Just because it comes back down to the entry does not mean it's the same technical setup, right? It was at the entry and then made a 12% move. Then it went down, up, back down. But it's different now because your 4-hour divergence is not newly developed. It's been around for a minute now. And then your daily actually does look better, which is pretty cool. But again, major resistance at 51. If 51 ever breaks, that would be insane. But that's like the target of the trade. We'll see if it works out. Just manage your risk. Snap, yeah. Crazy stuff on Snap. I think it should be on my watch list. It doesn't look like it is. One of the first trades I ever put out on Twitter was Snapchat at $28. Crazy stuff right there. Right back here. Right over here, right there. I put out a trade for Snapchat on Twitter. And little did I know, like 2 days later, they were going to absolutely crush their earnings, have one of the greatest gap ups ever on the chart, gap up, and then continue running up. And even with a rising wedge, it broke out. It did go down quite a bit, and then it moved back up to create a new high. Like, what? And obviously, I'm not holding since 28. I sold that way too. I think I sold at like, I bought at 28, and I think I sold it right when it gapped up at like $36, $37. So obviously missed out on that one, even though I did make a decent gain, I guess. It's trying to break this level. It technically did, $54. So really, you kind of have divergence on the daily. It's not super clear if I'm being honest, but it's there. And that's currently kind of playing out. I don't know if there was any other news with Snapchat. It's just, I don't know, it's moving up. You could use Fibonacci to target it from the previous swing high to the swing low. Your 1272 would be 5650. Your 1618 would be 59 almost. And yeah, your support is literally 38 cents under you. Your support is 54. You want to stay above 54 on the daily candle closes. The MACD looks pretty good still. The 4 hour, it's all right. But yeah, Snapchat, crazy earnings, go figure. Snapchat ads, a lot of people pay to put out Snapchat ads. They actually have pretty good results in terms of click-through rate. But yeah, I mean, just wow. That is Snapchat. The thing is, like, a lot of people have been asking about Clover, and somebody actually DM'd me in the Discord saying that there might be 4 hour hidden bullish divergence on Clover, which would be crazy good. I just can't confirm that, like, really, because if I look up Clover on TradingView, they deleted the chart from IPOC, and it's just like an empty chart, right? I can't really do much with that. So until they get the data back on the chart, maybe it's on the daily. That's what happened on a couple other tickers. I think it is. Yes. All right. So what TradingView is doing is like the 4 hour and under is just not loading for these mergers, but the daily actually holds up. So good, I tried that. Let's see what I can do just using the daily. So I can't see the 4 hour divergence because I'm only on the daily. I'm just going to be plotting the obvious points. Major support 13, major resistance 17. You're right in the middle of that. You got a MACD crossover to the red on the daily. There's no edge on the daily, if I'm being honest, but there might be an edge on the 4 hour. I just can't look at it. And again, do the technicals really matter for such a new company? Probably not. I mean, there's not like a major bearish technical. There's not a major bullish one. So anything can happen with this one. But keep hitting that like button if you support what I'm doing. Let's get to 40 likes. We got 44 people in here. Let's try and see if we can get to 40 likes. If you're not subscribed already, hit that subscribe button, join the free trading movement. Check out the website. The link is in the description. If you want to send me a tip or get some merchandise, let me show you the merchandise for any newer people in here or anybody who's thinking about it. Not the egg card. That's not merchandise, okay? That's the egg card. Where's it? Right here. You go to the pinned comment in the chat or the first link in the description. It'll take you to this page. You can tip me over here. If you want to get merchandise, it's right there. You click on visit store and you can get any of this beautiful FTM merch in dice. So yeah, if anybody wants to. But appreciate all the support lately. And this week I'm planning on streaming, well, at least for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm planning on doing 2 streams every single day. I have college starting again next week, so hopefully you've been seeing what I've done in the past month. I've literally spent probably 16 hours a day literally working on the whole entire free trading movement, my own Champion Vibe brand, the streams, upgrading everything, making the website, putting out trades, the whole entire, 9 rounds or whatever you want to say. So the past month has been great because I've been off from college, but unfortunately next week they're putting me back in school. Spring semester starts, so I'm still going to be streaming every single night. I'm going to be tweeting as much as I can during the day. It's just, over the past month, literally I've always been active on Discord and Twitter, streaming. So this week I need to go out with a bang for my winter break. And I'm going to be streaming tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday 2 times. 1 time during power hour, the last hour of the stock market, and then our usual stream time at night, which I'm always going to be streaming at regardless of college. Always 9 EST every single weeknight. And a new video, this is like a new thing I'm adding. I'm going to be dropping a new video every single weekend. This weekend on Saturday, I'm dropping a 20-minute breakdown on Fisker, like the fundamentals. Speaking of, let's go take a look at Fisker. Currently, I don't have a short-term position in it. I'm obviously still holding my long-term position. I actually cost averaged it. Actually, I think I cost averaged up by adding over here because I started buying down here. So I think I actually cost averaged up. That's how much I believe in a company to cost average up. But again, I think the real value on Fisker is 10 years out, and I'm going to explain why I think that during my 20-minute video that's dropping on Saturday. So stay tuned for that. But Fisker, I don't know, the short term, the trade was up. At one point, this trade was up 6%, right? And now the trade is down 2%. It's just trying to hold the support range between $15, which is like a horizontal support, and then $14.55, which is your golden retrace. So your golden retrace of 0.618 is $14.55. It's bounced off of that multiple times, and it's just trying to hold that. So if you ever fall under $14.55 with confirmation on like a candle close and follow through price action, definitely take caution, and that's not too far away. It's less than 40 cents away. And what I don't like, unfortunately, I don't think the move down today helped out the technicals. Now again, I believe in this company fundamentally, so I don't think you need technicals to see higher prices eventually, but the short-term technicals, I'm just not too sure. If I'm being completely honest, I'll obviously make great technical calls on Fisker during this whole entire run-up. I even put out a trade over here from $14.55 to $17.50. There's proof of that. So I made another, how much percent was that? I put out another trade right here for like, I think it was like an 18% profit or something. $3 donation from Dom Mafia, bringing you a hidden gem BW. Would love to see you chart it. I will definitely chart it right after this. Appreciate the tip. Thank you very much. What was it? BW? All right. Yeah, BW. We'll take a look at that. Appreciate the $3. In terms of Fisker, I don't think what happened today was good for the technicals, but we'll see. Maybe it's very close to reversing. It's just like, it's in your make or break area, right? It's in between $14.55 and $15. It is bearish under $14.55. It is bullish over 16. So until you break under $14.55 or break back over 16, there's not too much of a clear read. And then in terms of the oscillators, you were developing hidden bullish divergence, but you actually got more negative momentum on the move down today. So that doesn't help either. I mean, eventually you're thinking that the hidden bullish divergence can confirm, but it's just a question of when, and I have no clue when. Then looking at the 1 hour, I don't know. It's just like, could this be a complex head and shoulders where you have like multiple left shoulders and then your head right here, and then this is like a right shoulder? It could be argued that regardless, I don't think it matters if you're looking at that like a head and shoulders, because it's the same point. You break $14.55 and it's bearish, right? And that would be your neckline of the head and shoulders to confirm the head and shoulders, if it even is one. Like a complex head and shoulders with multiple higher. This was a great trade right here. I mean, I think the entry was right around there. I showed this resistance on the trade. It didn't get all the way up to my target, but it got like 80% of the way there. But that trade was great. And then I actually put out a bearish warning right around there after it hit the target. I literally put out a bearish warning. It dumped all the way here, and then I tried to put out another trade, which was based off of the daily hidden bullish divergence. This is why I put out the new trade, I think last week. It was based off of this, and it did have a good start. It was up 6%, very early, 2%. So it's fallen 8% since the high of the trade. And I just don't know. It's just really in a make or break area for the short term. So until $14.55 breaks, which would be bearish, or until $16 breaks, which would be bullish, it's just not a super clear read like how it has been over here, even from $14.55, $17.50. So until then, I'm just, the probability is lower because you're in such a neutral range for now. But again, I'm holding it for the long term for at least a decade. I want to hold it for more than a decade, but we'll see. Again, full 20-minute breakdown video on Fisker dropping on Saturday in terms of the fundamentals. If you want to send me a tip, if you want to buy some merch, just a pin comment in the chat, the first link in the description. Shanzi, please don't spam takers. It just doesn't help for me to read everybody else's, you know what I'm saying? I want to give everybody an equal opportunity for me to try and read it. So if you're spamming something, it doesn't help. So just please cut it out. I mean, we can take a look at the UYXY. And again, usually I'm never going to look at something for somebody who's spamming things in the chat, but I actually want to look at the volatility right now. Look, right, yet again, this is like the way to trade the VIX, which is like the volatility index. When it goes up, that means the market is not good. It's back at that $10 support. What happened the last time I showed it was at this support? It went from $10 to $13.50 and the market had a pretty big hit. Now it's back at the support. And now where did I get this from? this was actually the level that the UYXY was at right before the COVID crash. So it's back at that level. If it ever falls under $10, that would be so bullish for the market. But it is at a level in which not one, not two, but 3 times it has come down to, and right after that it went up and the market went down. So do keep that in mind with not only the UYXY, but also the VIX is actually not really on the VIX. The VIX level is 20 and 20 for like a bounce area on the VIX, but it's actually at 24. So that's actually pretty strange that the VIX was, you know, both of them were up today, but overall the UYXY is down a lot more, which is like the ETF for it, I guess. But yeah, I mean, look what happened. The last time, like on a macro level, that the volatility index was this low, it went from $10 to 135. Now, of course, I don't think we're ever going to see a crash like the COVID crash in the market again. I just don't think that's going to happen another time. I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible. I just don't think it's going to happen. But I do think that the bull market will end at some point. I don't know when. It could be tomorrow. Could have been today. It could be in a year. It could be in 3 years. I have no clue when it's going to end, which is why, you know, what Mitch Ray taught me, don't expect things, just react, right? And I have been reacting to all the political instability, all these weird days in the market by really managing my portfolio in a way that if something really bad does happen to the market, I'm not going to be giving away all the gains I made in the past year. So I'm just managing my risk. I'd rather be safe than sorry, but I still am trading. I'm not completely freaking out or anything like that. I still have I own like 9 stocks right now, but I only have options on like 3 of those, and those options position sizes are not that big either. Zoom, we could take a look at that. APPS, we can take a look at that as well. Not the best move today. Down 3% almost. This is not an official trade, by the way. I never published this. This is just something I created when I was looking at the chart. It's not official. It could happen, but it's not official for right now. Hidden bullish divergence on the 4-hour in this bull flag, but again, it could literally come down to here before breaking out to the upside if it ever does. So, you know, we'll see. What it's really trying to hold is this previous resistance, like this upsloping resistance. It's trying to come back down and hold that, and it kind of bounced off of it in the morning, but then it sold off pretty much half of the morning's move up. It sold off later in the day. The hidden bullish divergence on the 4 hours there, but what you were really hoping for on the daily is the hidden bullish divergence, and that got stalled out or paused, whatever you want to say. Where on Friday you were getting less negative momentum, but today you got more, so that could go up, it could go down, I have no clue. But that's APPS. I think so. We're gonna look at Zoom. So Zoom video. Yeah, I mean, look, it broke 346. There's a gap filled at 326. Move back up to 600. I'm not saying it's impossible. It's been a crazy market, but and actually, it doesn't look terrible. But I don't know. That gap fill is not too far away. You're trying to find support right here at 337, 336, but there is a gap fill on the daily, so keep that in mind to 326. Remember, it broke out of this symmetrical triangle, and then it dumped down to 346, which was the low from right here, and now it's breaking that low. I just don't know. I mean, and then in terms of like fundamentals, like, will Zoom's usage go down once the pandemic is over, once the vaccine is out for everybody? I'd say most people will probably argue yes, their usage will go down, but they could always, you know, find other ways to monetize. And I think they have also created a new way of life where like you don't need to fly out to another state to have a business meeting or to go to a class. I still think Zoom's going to be around forever. I think it's and obviously video calls have been around for decades, but I'm saying like the actual group video call through an app on your phone, on the website, on your computer, whatever it is. I think that's going to stay around, but the usage might go down, which is why I think you're seeing this. And I think their next earnings is going to be, not their next earnings because we're still in the pandemic, but their earnings after the pandemic will probably be pretty telling on the future. Your 200-day moving average is also under the 326 gap fill. So if you do go and fill that gap, you'd want to bounce off of that if it does come up some more. But again, I'm not calling anything. Rocket, yeah, I put out the trade on Rocket literally today. It's down 2%. Wish I would have put out a better entry, but I thought it could have held the $20 line, except the market was just continuing to fall. But yeah, Rocket, I still like it. I mean, the trade is down 2%. It's not even close to being stopped out. But you have that really good looking classic bullish divergence on the 4-hour. And you have a double bottom. Let me delete this. It was from the one-on-one call I was doing today. I was showing what a fake out looks like, and it did have a fake out of the inverse head and shoulders. And then I literally warned about it right here when it was faking out of the pattern. Warned about it up there. I warned about Rocket over here when there was hidden bearish divergence. From this high, I literally said look for $20 next, and that's what happened because of the hidden bearish divergence. And yeah, I mean, it's just trying to look, you're in this macro range between $19.61 and $23. I put out a trade today. Entry of the trade was like literally around $20. It's down 2% since the entry, which is obviously not optimal. I just didn't think that the market would continue to fall like it did throughout the afternoon. But it's still in the major support zone. And the risk management on this is super easy because if you break 1950, that's when you take caution. For now, you're right above it. And you have the divergence on the 4 hours. So I still think the technicals look good, and I think the risk management is super clear, right? The best thing you want in a trade is a very clear support line to hold, and that's what you have right here, so you know it needs to hold. And also, I like this company long term. I've talked about it before. Take a look at the chat again. XL, yeah, we can take a look at that for sure. There's literally a trade on XL right now that's up like, did I just take it off my watch list? Yeah, I did, great. So there's literally a trade right now on XL. Let me move it back up my watch list. I think the trade's up maybe 2%. At one point it was up 10%. I posted this exclusively for the Discord last week. So let's take a look at it. Super simple trade with like a tweezer bottom kind of, and then it bounced, it flipped the previous resistance of 20 into support on multiple days. I put out the trade. At one point, this trade was up, yeah, 13%. This trade was literally up 13% at one point last week, and now it's only up 2%. So it's kind of like XPEV, right? Where like on the first days of the trade, it went up crazy, and now it's barely up. So that kind of sucks, but yeah, I mean, there could be hidden bullish divergence eventually. It's way too early to call. I just think, again, the risk management here is super clear. This is one of the simplest trades I've ever put out. It just needs to hold 20. That's your support. If you break under 20 with confirmation, take caution. Super easy to manage your risk. And then, you know, target whenever you really want to take profit. If it does work out, that's your choice. But I just went for the 3 reward to risk pretty much on that. Super simple trade. I do think that the run from 35 to $20 was very, very fast. I was not touching it after it started falling. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. Da Mafia, I forgot about the ticker. I really apologize. I hope you're still here. I just completely, sometimes I just go off on a rant. I'm so sorry I forgot about that one. Great, let's take a look at BW. I really apologize. Okay, I'm so, like, I don't do that very often. And like I said before, I have terrible memory. So we're gonna take a look at this right now. Hopefully you're still here. If you're not, I'll try and DM this to you, but I don't really know your Twitter. But yeah, BW, obviously I think right here was the best entry for the trade. Okay, you're still here, great. Yeah, I think the best entry for the trade was right here because you were back testing a previous, let me turn off my heater real quick, it's super hot. You're back testing a previous resistance as your support, right? 314 was your resistance right here, and then you came right back down to it and it was your support, and you were creating hidden bullish divergence. So I think the best entry here and would have been right there. Like if I was looking at this chart when it was right here, this is what I would have done for it. Like literally your entry would have been right there, target would have probably been around right there, and then stop loss would have been like that, and it could have been a great trade, but it's already like halfway there. Whoa, nerve. 8536 one-on-one. Let's go. We got another one-on-one caller. Thank you very much for the $35. We're gonna have, I'll reach out to you. We're gonna schedule the call. Awesome. Hopefully you enjoy it. I've had a great experience in like the, I think 10 or 11 one-on-one calls I've done, and yeah, hopefully you enjoy it. So appreciate the 35. We'll get to you or message you for scheduling that sometime tonight. So SPW on the daily. I mean, if you're entering here, the only issue is like, yes, you still have the hidden bullish divergence, but like your reward to risk gets a little bit confusing if you're entering right there. So I mean, I'll try and look at it again. I still like the hidden bullish divergence on the day. Let's look at the 4 hour. You already have hidden bullish divergence on the 4 hour, but it's already playing out, right? You confirmed it right over here, and it's already going. Like, this is a trade, in my opinion, where like the real edge for entering a trade, putting out like an official trade, was down here at 335, 340, and now you're just seeing what could have been a trade already playing out. Entering here, of course, you can still make profit. It is above the major resistance of 314. I'm not saying you can't trade it. It's just not the same reward to risk that you would have gotten down here when it was already showing those bullish technicals. In terms of your next major resistance, I'm not even joking, it's like 482. It was your high from December, your high from February, your high from November of last year, kind of your high over here. It was your support right there. So yeah, if you stay above this for a while, I think you could move up to that area. But again, entering here, this is what your rewards to risk would look like, right? If you entered right here, that was your target. This was your stop loss. Let me lower a little bit. It's a 1-to-1, which is technically gambling. It's like literally a 50-50. There's a 50% chance it moves up to this target for a 25% gain, but there's also a 50% chance it comes back down to 314 for a 20% loss. So like, the technicals still look fine, but like I think the entry was earlier on BW, but thank you for the $3. What else we got in the chat? Keep dropping some tickers, keep hitting that like button. Let's get to 50 likes. If you want to send me a tip, if you want to buy some merchandise, it'll pop up on the stream. It's the first link in the description, the pinned comment in the chat. If you're not subscribed already, join the free trading movement. I stream every single night. I tweet every single day on Twitter at Champion Vibe. So follow me there, subscribe, whatever you want to do. It's the free trading movement. Basically what I do is I put out trade setups. I stream every day. I update on Twitter. We have a Discord. I have a whole entire free course. One-on-one classes, just a lot of things. Free trading movement. As much as I can give is what I'm giving, and there's going to be more things coming soon. I actually want to do a giveaway very soon as well. But yeah, what else was I going to say? Yeah, join the free trade movement. Hit that subscribe button. Just free technical analysis, trade setups. You know, the whole. Oh yeah, trade setups too. So yeah, awesome, Aiden. Glad to hear that. Welcome to the movement. Aiden said, what do you guys use to trade? I think I want to switch wallet. If you're talking about crypto, I use Coinbase Pro. If you're talking about stocks, I use Webull, TD Ameritrade, and Robinhood. Even though the main reason I use Robinhood is just because it was my first account, and I've never taken out the time to switch that money over to another broker, which hopefully I can do soon. It's just like, it's been on my to-do list for like a year now, and I just haven't done it. So hopefully I do at some point. I don't hate Robinhood, it just doesn't give you all the features that most brokers do. We already looked at Rocket James. It'll be in the timestamps of the stream tonight. JMIA, we can take a look at that. Right over here. So I don't know if Print is in the chat tonight, but we were talking about JMIA on the stream last week. Right over here, and the next day it had a 17% day, and I think like the last 3 times I covered JMIA on stream, it had like a 10% plus day the next day. Even on days when I didn't say it was super bullish on the chart, it just, the day after I talked about it on stream, it had a big move. I might have just cursed it right now. I don't know if I cursed it, but me and Print have been talking about it. If you see Print over there, right up here, the top donor, we've been talking about it. Like, it's just crazy. Like, every single time I've talked about JMIA, the next day goes up. And obviously that's the most stupidest financial advice. So that does not mean go and buy JMIA. It's just a cool little scenario that's been happening. We'll see if it happens tomorrow, but I probably just jinxed it if I'm being honest. In terms of the technicals, it actually does look good. There's hidden bullish divergence on the 4 hour, right? And again, just remember, it's already up so much, right? It was $12. When me being very stupid and greedy was day trading it. Yes, that is correct. I've talked about it once before on the stream, but I bought JMIA at $12.88 for a day trade, for like a 10-20% day trade, whatever it was. Around this level, it was like a 1 or 2 day trade. Bought it at $12, And right now it's at 36, but at one point it was at almost $50. So that's great, but it just happens sometimes, I guess. There was no way I could have known, but even since then I made a great call on it. I think right here, maybe up here. So we've been talking about it. Look, you have the hidden bullish divergence on the 4 hour. Let's look at the daily. You have hidden bullish divergence on the daily. So on the 4 hour and the daily, you have hidden bullish divergence, which implies price continuation to the upside. The only thing I would say is you have two big resistances over you. You have the 37.58 resistance, which isn't huge, but then you also have the $41 resistance from right here. So you are right under two resistances. These are your levels on the chart. You do have divergence on the 4 hour and daily. Really not much of a pattern, but you know, if you would have looked at like the 1 hour, I guess, you definitely did break this, you know, down sloping supply line. You even flipped it into support, right? So this was your resistance, resistance, resistance. You broke out of it, then it became your support, and then you moved up, and now we're going to see what happens here. And it rejected that 37.58 level yet again. So those are your levels. You do have bullish divergence on the 4 hour and daily on JMIA. Don Mafia says you should put your referral links on your video descriptions. Always good to make it easy for people to find it and get you a nice stream. Yeah, so all the referral links are on freetradingmovement.com, which is in the description. It's kind of weird. I used to have my TradingView and my Webull referral links in my description of my streams, but now it's everything is on freetradingmovement.com, which is in the description of the stream. So again, freetradingmovement.com, for those of you who have not visited it, is literally the best free website for learning how to trade. Go to freetradingmovement.com, the link is in the description. You can join our Discord community chat. Let me go full screen, I guess. You can join our Discord community chat. Oh my gosh, Trade Assassin. Literally right when I went to the FTM website, Trade Assassin bought an FTM mug. What? Trade Assassin, drink some coffee while I'm catching up with Champion Vibe every morning before market opens. CLOV going to pop tomorrow, I hope so. There might be some 4 hour hidden bullish divergence, but again, I can't confirm that because TradingView deleted the 4 hour chart. Thank you so much, Trade Assassin, for buying the mug. That was great timing. Hopefully you enjoy the coffee in it. But yeah, thanks for the mug. Hope you enjoy it. Literally perfect timing as I was going to the website. But the link for this website is in the description. Remember, this is our movement. This is the free trading movement. This is not me. This is us. If you want to join our Discord, which currently has 750 members, and we launched it like 10 days ago. If you want to join our Discord of 700 plus members in 10 days, you come to the website and click on this. This is just like a little video and intro. If you click on Champion Vibe, you can see my one-on-one classes. You can see my daily streams, which you're in right now, so you know about that. My trade setups, literally just handing them out, right? They've provided some crazy gains. How to support the FTM, like merchandise, which Trade Assassin did just buy. Thank you very much. My tip page, Ezra's Clothing, my clothing brand from high school. Education, my free trading course. You just click on link course. Books that I recommend you read as a new trader or even as any level of trader. I haven't even read all these books, but I've heard good things about them. YouTube and Twitter accounts to follow. Charting and trading platforms, which are the affiliate links you're talking about. My affiliate link for Webull, for TradingView, and then scanners you can use. I love TradeAddicts. A lot of things potentially coming with TradeAddicts in the future and the free trading movement. Stay tuned for that. Other scanners like Yahoo Finance, FinViz, and this has a lot more than just scanners. It has options, flow, a lot of things. My weekly trade sheet, which is like the recap of all the trades I'm putting out. Then like about and disclaimers. But this weekly trade sheet, we can go to it. This is how I start off every single stream. I mean, look at these gains, all right? These are the past 5 weeks. These are real gains. It's not me typing random numbers. There's proof of all of this. Real gains right here. I'm not joking. These are real gains. Look at that. Real gains. Every single week, I put my wins and my losses out there, and you can see it with proof. And then where's the proof? You come right over here to this website, which is my trade setups. You can also find this by going to Champion Vibe and then going right here, trade setups. And these are all my timestamp trades. So all of this available on freetradingmovement.com. The link for this is in the description. I spent a month making this whole entire thing for all of us to enjoy. So go check it out. Let's get back to the charts. I think that was just a good segment to it. Now we're back on the charts. Let me get some water. MTCH daily and 4-hour hidden bullish divergence. There's so much hidden bullish divergence on stocks right now. Like usually you see classic bullish divergence more, or that's what I've noticed, but like in the last few weeks it's just been hidden bullish divergence like everywhere. Let's move that down. But keep hitting that like button. Let's get to 50 likes. If you're still in the stream, let's keep it going. Hit that like button. I think it's been a great stream. Did not mean to do that. Alright. So MTCH, you do have hidden bullish divergence on the 4-hour. Not even gonna chart it. We see it. You also have it developing on the daily. Macro trend is crazy. I mean, look what happened. It had a crazy dip up until March, and then it went from $50 to $150. Just literally all it's been doing is going up. So it'll continue going up until it makes the lower high, until the trend shifts. I have no clue when the trend will shift, but until you get something like, you know, you come back down and then you go up just to make a lower high, something like right there, that's when I would say, you know, take some caution. But until, you know, until it does that, it's just going to continue to make higher highs and higher lows in an uptrend. You have the divergence, which implies that the uptrend can continue. But again, keep looking, you know, at the indexes, look at the news. Technicals don't matter as much when things become less bullish overall. I'm not saying they don't work. They just, you know, the news matters more. That overrides the technicals. So just keep watching all of that on all the stocks. They also have earnings coming up, which obviously can affect it either way, January 21st. So that's very, very soon. Rooster says, by the way, CLOV had a bunch of ownership filings after hours. I did hear about that. Yeah, I did hear about that. Like ownership filings as like the board and the people running the company actually bought, you know, shares of it. But yeah, I don't know if that was today or just like they already did it and it just kind of came out today. So I'm not sure. Does it say like what share price they got it at, Rooster? Appreciate the support, Danny. ATOS, we can take a look at that. Up 15% today. Macro trend is not great, but of course you can get things like this at a such low level in price. I don't know. I don't really think this has much to do with technicals. Either it just happened because people wanted to trade it or they had some sort of catalyst, but crazy day today, up 15%. Yeah, I don't see any technical that really indicated this. I like the higher lows. Higher lows means that a stock is in accumulation, where over time it goes up, then people buy it at a higher price, it goes up again, then people buy it at an even higher price. And it led to that, like kind of like an ascending triangle, where once it broke $1, which was your resistance right here, right here, right here, right here, once it broke that, it just ran because there was no other resistance. But I don't know if there was other, you know, any other things right there. But yeah, this is actually known as the bull pattern. This is the bull pattern, right? I'm joking, that's not a real pattern. Ha ha ha. What else we got here? $10 donation, that's what we got here. Let's go. I gotta be quicker with muting my mic because I think, are you hearing it double when a donation comes in? Like from like the actual computer sound and then the computer sound coming into my mic sound? Because it is kind of loud, so let me know. But I try to just like mute my mic really fast. Scrooge, thank you again for the $10. Thank you for all the donations. Scrooge simply says vibes. You know what that means? That means Scrooge wants vibes in the chat. We got 47 people in here. Hit that like button if you have not already to help grow the stream, if you support what I'm doing. And let's get some vibes in the chat. Let's see the vibes come in. Let's go. SGLB. Sigma Labs. Down 1.5% today. Very, very low volume. And again, technical analysis was built on analyzing high market cap, high volume stocks. When you have a smaller stock with very low volume, it just does not work the same because look at all these gaps, right? It just kind of messes things up. Just not enough traders to really, and you're, you know, when you're using technicals, you're really analyzing the psychology of traders in a stock's float, and it's just hard to do that when there's less traders in that float. Need water again. We got vibes coming in from Braden, Revax, Frankie, Christian, Aiden. We got Braden and Aiden in the chat. Scrooge himself, thank you again for the 10. Cheddar Freeze, Ryan, Friggin' Cards, Fab, and the mug purchaser, Trade Assassin. Let's go. Thank you for all the support tonight. We need 5 more likes to hit 50 likes. Can we do it, please? Come on. Great stream. I've been really enjoying this stream. We had a lot of good talks, some good chart analysis. Can't really talk right now for whatever reason, but hit that like button. Also, I'm losing my voice, but Patrick also, some vibes coming in. We're gonna be having the one-on-one class soon. Guy in hat, vibes as well. All right, I think I got my voice back. There we go. So drop some tickers in the chat, whatever you want me to take a look at. Again, free analysis. So, the best way to do it is give me a reason of, why you want me to look at something. Is it creating some sort of bullish pattern, divergence, candles, anything like that for me to look at, just to run things better rather than just like a straight line up or a straight line down, because there isn't much I can do with that. Yeah, we need 2 more likes. All right, we need 2 more likes to hit 50. Let's get it going. What a great stream tonight. And again, I'm going to be streaming 2 times a day for the next 3 days. Since my college starts next week, so I'm trying to, really do as much as I can this week. So I'm going to be streaming during power hour tomorrow, the final hour of the market. And then I'm going to be streaming at night like I always do. That's going to be happening the next 3 days. There's going to be a Fisker breakdown video coming out on Saturday, a 20-minute breakdown of the fundamentals and why I believe in this company. But yeah, did I finish going over MTCH? I might have not. I think what I really just said was like, you do have divergence and it's in an uptrend and it will continue to be in an uptrend until you make a lower high. It's just like super hard to really predict that when that will happen. It could happen tomorrow or in a month. I have no clue, or never. I mean, probably at some point, but just keep on watching the news, general market. And yeah, you do have divergence. You don't have a pattern. You don't have anything like that. There's just not too much to do other than like, yeah, it's moving. If you really want to zoom in on this one, you have resistance at 153, support at 147. I mean, not too much there. We already looked at Tattooed. Did we look at Tattooed Chef? Actually, I don't think we did. We could take a look at that. Tattooed Chef. 2 more likes to hit 50. If 2 of you have not hit that like button, it takes 1 click and it helps to grow the stream. Tattooed Chef actually could be developing 4-hour hidden bullish divergence. We looked at this last night. It's just in this weird area where there's just not a lot of data at this price, right? Last time it was at this price, it was just straight down. So you don't have like a real strong support or anything like that. I mean, there's a lot of ways you can look at this. You can just simply look at it like that. I don't know. It's not the best, if I'm being honest. Maybe you can look at it like that, but you only have 2 touches on the top line. I guess maybe just look at it like that. It's just right at this 2381 level, not really above it too much, not under it. I don't know. Just not a lot here, like truly. A little bit hard to tell what could happen next on the technicals. I already had a crazy run. Another trade in which like I owned it at $15 and little did I know it could have went up to 26. But profit's always profit, I guess. A lot of people like this company in terms of like the fundamentals and stuff. I like the company too. I'm waiting for a dip. I might not get it, but again, I don't compromise as a trader. Do you use a specific scan for MACD divergence? TradingView has one. Also, AUPH, which is on the Free Trading Movement website. If you grab this page. If you go to the website, the link for this is in the description. Then you go to Tools, and then you click on this right here. AUPH AI, you go to that. As you can see on this picture, you can select different things to put in on your scanner. It's not like confirmed if you click on divergence, there's going to be divergence. It's just more of like a probability based on like an algorithm. It's not, so you're going to have to like check it yourself. But the way I find divergence on stuff is just learning divergence, analyzing trades, just memorizing it. But yeah, if you want to, learn about that, there's a free course on my channel. Just go to the playlist, free course. I think the last video of the course talks about divergence. Humberto says, what do you think about Boeing with all the news coming out, dropping down some more? I do see divergence, but I see that fundamentals are mainly in play here. Yeah, just tragic what happened with the plane crash. Like as I said last night, before we talk about the stock, my thoughts and prayers go out to all the families who were affected by that plane crash. Just heartbreaking for sure. I think they took up like a 20-year-old plane into like a weather storm, and it wasn't the Boeing 737 Max. It was like an older plane. So I don't know. I don't think, I was watching a YouTuber last night, and what he said was that if it was a 737 Max, like a newer version, that would have been really bad for the stock price. But since it was like an older plane and they were flying in bad weather, we'll see what happens. I think the wreckage, like they found it, so they can analyze what really happened. So I guess we'll see. Just, obviously fundamentals are more at play for that, for sure. AUPH, hidden bullish div on the 4. Seems like a double bottom. We could take a look at that. Right here. Yeah, it does look like a double bottom for sure. Not hidden bullish. I didn't look at the 4 hour yet, but on the daily, you actually have classic bullish divergence. Look at that. Like right when it confirmed, you had a very, very big day today. Not big day, but good day. Up 5%. Well, I'm looking at the 3 hour. And you did not have any divergence on the 4 hour because you made a higher low in the price, but you also made a higher low on your MACD and your RSI. That's not divergence, it's called convergence, where the price, the MACD, the RSI are all going up. It's not as good as divergence, but it's pretty good. It's all right. Yeah, I mean, we've been looking at this one for a while. It just bounced off that 1284 support again. Right, we could probably delete this now. It's like super far away. And I don't like how I used to like multicolor my charts. That was like a month ago. I'm kind of trying to do like everything at the same color now, just to make it look a little bit more organized, professional. I don't know. But yeah, these are like your levels on the chart. It bounced off the bottom level again. It broke over 1360, which is great. And double bottom, divergence on the daily. So, I mean, I think it looks good, but obviously the real area to enter was down here at this support when the divergence was creating. That's when you want to be entering trades before these nice moves happen, right? It's a very fine line of like, you want to wait long enough to get like a confirmation that there is some demand at the support, that the divergence is developing, but you don't want to wait too long in which the trade already starts playing out and then you have to open at a much higher entry price and lose your reward to risk on the trade. It's a very fine line, which is something I've really been trying to help out people with understanding in the one-on-one calls I've been doing. Maybe eventually I'll make a video on that. I also actually just put out a video on my whole entire, I put out this video yesterday on my channel, on my whole entire swing trading process from literally the start to the finish. If you want to check that out after the stream, one of the best videos I put out. So go check that out. Some more stuff about Boeing in the chat. DraftKings, yeah, drop some more tickets in the chat. Keep hitting that like button. We need one more like to hit 50 likes. That's the minimum goal every stream. So let's get it going. Hit that like button. All right, what's going on here? All right. DraftKings, wow. I mean, in terms of DraftKings, I had the great call right here when it was at 48. I said it was bearish, then it dumped down here. When it came up to 39, I said it was bullish because there was bullish divergence on the 4 hour and daily. At that point, it ran all the way up to here. And then only after my 2 good calls that were not official trades, then I finally wanted to put out an official trade, and that was a failed trade. It was like a 3 or 4% loss on that one, even though it was up 4% on the first day of the trade. Just how it goes sometimes, all game of probability, right? Then, you got stopped out at like 50. I don't remember the exact stop, but it was at right over here. And that stop loss would have saved you from the price going all the way back down to 44. I think last week, when was it? Yeah, last week when it was at $44, I said, hey, DraftKings is at a support line now. It could bounce here. And that's what happened. It had a great bounce. Pretty much almost a V-shaped recovery of this fall right here. No divergence on the 4 hour and none on the daily, but you did get a MACD crossover. Oh yeah, remember there was the classic bearish divergence I also warned about. I warned about the classic bearish divergence when the trade was up 2%. So just remember that as well. You always got to be able to adapt. That's the best ability you can have, or quality you can have as a trader. At this point, there's not much of a pattern, not much of divergence. These are really just your levels. If you break one to the upside bullish, if you fall under one to the downside bearish. Yeah, Penn broke 100. Dave Portnoy was really happy about that one, for sure. Thank you for the 53 likes. Let's get it. We got it. SONO. So IPOE, is that the, what is it called? SoFi or something like that? Is that correct? IPOE? Is that going to be like the SoFi one? That's the name for the company. I can't remember it. Just so many companies I'm looking at every single day. It gets hard. It broke 17 and then it pumped. I mean, that's really what happened to Sonos. They have a great product. I love Sonos. If it's like the speaker company, which I think it is. I mean, yeah, it's just at all-time highs, pretty much. Gapped up. Probably had a good earnings. Looks like earning was right then. So probably had a good earnings. Gapped up and running ever since. Your support is right here at 22.71, which is 10% away, unfortunately. You have like a mini support right here at 25, which was your previous all-time high. And then the only thing you can do in terms of resistance, because you don't have any other data here, is Fibonacci. And your 1618 would be at $27. We already looked at, yeah, we already looked at the VIX and the UYXY. That'll be in the timestamps after the stream goes, or after the stream ends and the video is up. I'll post that on Twitter with all the timestamps from everything we went over. Shout out to Mike44, who's doing my timestamps now. Really, really helps me out, because my schedule is very, very hectic. No offense to whoever made the song, but I feel like I could probably make this song. It's like two different beats, just overlapping. Alright, this part's What else we got here? Oh, you got the classic bullish divergence mix-up SR. Yeah, I mean, that used to happen to me all the time. Just takes experience. SGBX, we can take a look at that. Up 15% today. Trying to break out of literally this level right here. I don't really know if it's over it, just this general area. If you really look back, it was your high from right here. If you break this level, your next resistance is 723, which was your support over here. If you break that, probably gonna see 973. But remember, I mean, this thing's already up from $1.55 to $6, so it's up. It is currently up from the low to the high. It's up 330%. So remember, it is already up a lot. Even it looks like it had a bull flag right there. No divergence on the daily. And there actually is hidden bullish divergence on the 4-hour. So this was the edge right here on the chart, right? Let me zoom in as much as I can, scale that out. You had the hidden bullish divergence right there, confirmed today. And you're creating this like mini, and it would look better on the 1-hour, but I'm just using the 4-hour. You're creating that mini bull flag, right? It's not great, but you get the point. And it broke out 20% in the morning. Wow. Pulled back a little bit in the afternoon. Hidden bullish divergence. I do like how it's holding this as support, but it really needs to just break this area. That's like the resistance area right here between 650 and 720. But that is like a tradable range. It's like a 10% range, more than a 10% range. So a lot of people have been asking about IDEX. We can take a look at that. All right, Deonomics. I don't like how it fell back under 3, if I'm being honest. Yeah, I mean, 3 is a pretty real resistance, and it's under it. You would want to get back over 3 on IDEX, like really, like fast. Because otherwise, I mean, it looks like people are really taking profits up here. You've been holding under that VWAP for a long time right now if you're looking at the 15-minute. I'm just not too sure. I don't really see, I think this was the area. 173 is such a major support. If you look back, it was your resistance right here. It was your support right here. It was your support right here. Your resistance right there. Support right there. Resistance right there. 173 is such a big level on this chart, and that's where it really bounced off of. But it looks like it might have already played out. I don't really see a major edge for bulls, for bulls. I'm not seeing it can't go back up. If it gets back over 3, that's a whole different story. I don't know if there's any catalyst or whatever it is, but this was the place to be entering, not right here in my opinion. But that's not saying the price can't go back up. I'm not calling anything, I just don't know. And I never know, but there's not even like probability. It's like a 50-50. Yeah, Webull does have charts fixed for SPACs. I just can't really pull up Webull on stream. And also TradingView just has way more tools than Webull, and I just like the user interface more for charting. Humberto says, you're ever going to do a stream on how you do your fundamentals? My weak point, especially when it comes to SPACs. I'm actually dropping a full, I guess, well, I mean, it's a very specific video because it's for Fisker, but on Saturday, I'm dropping a 20-minute fundamental breakdown on Fisker. I mean, we could just, you're saying when are you going to do a stream for that? I'm probably never going to do like a whole entire dedicated stream to that, but I do talk about them quite, as much as I can. And I always say they override technicals. We could talk about it right now. I mean, when you're trying to, look into a company and the fundamentals, the first thing you do is a balance sheet. You want to see if that company is making money. That's what brings up the stock price, right? Earnings per share, all that good stuff. You want to see their balance sheet. You want to see if they're making money. You want to see if they have cash on hand, if they have debt, all those things. Like there's so much things that are on balance sheets that are literally for the public. So you want to go take a look at their earnings reports. Other than that, you want to look at the team. Who's behind that company? Who is running it? What is their reputation? Are they a good leader? After that, you want to look at their product, right? Does their product serve purpose to a wide variety of people? Is it scalable? Can they go from point A to point B in terms of growing their revenue numbers? Other than that, catalysts, right? Any potential news, partnerships, discoveries, if it's like a biotech or something. Literally everything from start to finish. And then even regardless of like the actual stock, you want to be watching the news of the world, because as you saw with Capitol Hill last week, that affects things very fast, literally within minutes. So there's different ways that the market reacts to different pieces of news. Yeah, like the $1 billion that Fisker has cash on hand from the SPAC. I can't wait. I cannot wait until everybody sees the Fisker fundamental breakdown on Saturday. It's gonna be awesome. But that video literally goes over why I have such a big position of Fisker in my retirement account, and why I'm holding it for as long as I possibly can until hopefully my profits are so much that I just have to sell. It's just like too high. But again, that's like the dream. I'm not saying it's certain, but it's like the bet I'm taking, right? It's a personal thing. But also I think you'll see in the video, it's coming out on Saturday for Fisker. Yeah, that's just like what you look for in terms of fundamentals. You also want to just look at the size of the company, how many employees it has, how many locations it has. And also you want to know, if you're looking at a company you're trying to put on a trade, you want to make sure that the sector that the company is a good sector for the time being. So in different times, there's going to be sectors that are doing better and we're doing worse. Like for example, right now, I think financials, you could probably just go to Finviz, right? And obviously it's I might have just messed something up. I think we're good. So you can go to the Finviz heat map right there, and this is on the website as well. I'm telling you, go to freetradingmovement.com. Literally everything you need in one place organized perfectly. The link for all this stuff is in the description. freetradingmovement.com. You come, let's not take a quiz on Amazon. You want to make sure that, healthcare had a good day today. Financials did pretty decently. Other than that, consumers had a bad day. Tesla, Amazon, those big names. Tech had a bad day. You want to make sure that the company you're trying to trade is in a good sector for the time being, right? Like right now EVs are going great, but today the EVs had a bad day. So oil's also doing very well. Just as many things you can get. Like there is no limit to fundamental analysis. As many pieces of information you can get to help you create a thesis on a company is what you're looking for. So hopefully that helps out. I feel like we could definitely clip this. So I'm going to send to the social media team, which I think that's a great clip as well. So thank you for that. That was a great question. All right, listen, what are you doing? All right, stop it. What is happening? No. All right, let's go back to TradingView. What else we got here? Rooster says, what a lot don't realize is Fisker, even though may not produce a vehicle for 2 years, they still will be profitable sooner than some that produce a vehicle earlier. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to save all of the Fisker fundamental breakdown for Saturday. but literally everything I went over in that video in 20 minutes. I wanted to do it longer, but then people probably just stop watching after like an hour. But I could talk about Fisker for an hour. I literally know everything about it. Just Fisker, like the quickest way I can put it is that they're the most scalable EV besides Tesla and NIO, based on the research that I'm going to be showing you in the video, and a lot of other factors, and that they have the lowest cost. They don't have to create these factories to build the cars. They don't have to build the cars themselves. Magna, a very, very reputable company that is making cars for BMW, Toyota, Range Rover, Magna is making the cars for them from start to finish. They're backed by Apollo Global Management, which has been reporting great numbers lately. Magna also has, I think, like an 8% stake in them or something. It's all going to come out on Saturday. I can't wait for everybody to see my whole entire Fisker fundamental breakdown. But yeah, I want to save some stuff for then. And what else we got here? I did not hear the BurgerFi's news today. 6 new locations in the Middle East. Too bad it didn't move the stock. Again, Fisker and BurgerFi, I'm not too concerned about the next year. I'm holding these for the next 10 years. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I really believe in these companies long term. So I'm really just more concerned about where they could be going in 5-10 years. So 6 new locations is great for somebody who's holding for a long term. That's great for an investor to hear, but it might not, move up the price on the same exact day, right? Just you want news, you want technicals, and all those things to compound over time. So that's really what you're looking for. And yeah, I think that was a great stream. I think that was a great way to end the stream. Thank you for all the support tonight. Really appreciate it. Thank you for the 50 likes. Had a lot of people come out tonight. We went over so much, from Bitcoin to the market to CCIV to charts to Fisker. Great stream. Thank you for all the support. I think we're going to close it up there. And remember, tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday, I'm going to try to stream 2 times. Once during the day during power hour, the final hour of the market, and then my normal stream time at 9 EST every single night. So get ready for that. College does start next week for me, so I'm still going to be streaming every single night. But during the day, I'm going to be more busy. And yeah, have a great night, everybody. Great stream. Thank you for all the support. If you have not hit that like button, hit on the way out. If you're not subscribed, join the free trading movement. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream. I try my best. Yeah, follow me on Twitter at ChampionVibe. Subscribe, like, anything you can do. Free analysis every single night. Peace out. Let's find a good song to play. We're gonna listen to. What should we play? I don't know if I want to play something hype. Probably just something like chill. Maybe some more Mac Miller. That's how we've been ending the stream lately. What are we gonna play though? I know what we're gonna play. All right. Have a great night, everybody.
Shit, that give me more headaches than alcoholics. There was nothing in my wallet, just a lot of dreaming. I built a crib on top of the promised land, we'll call it even. I bring more flavor than all the seasons. Winter, spring, summer, fall. The grass is always greener till I cut it all. Please lead me to my studies. I give you no applause. My hand's been counting money and it's hard to be the boss, but somebody gotta do it.
Make it so exhausting.
Often with the bullshit, and baby, I've been through it. Enough for the both of us, so come over later and we won't let no one close to us. We could be posted up. Yeah. Okay, well, you could have the world in the palm of your hand, you still might drop it. And everybody wanna reach inside your pocket, so it goes. Like in every conversation, we the topic. This narcissism more like narcotics, so it goes. Well, everybody gather round. I'm still standing, sit down. Whoa, oh. And I know I've been special delivery. Coming to you live with the endless artillery. Always down to rap. My eyes on the enterprise. 9 lives, never die. Fuck a heaven, I'm still getting high. Never mind. Did I mention I'm fine? Cause her pussy getting wetter when the weather dry. Clementine peeling off and everyone get left behind. I'm only 5'7", except I'm feeling like I'm 7'5". Damn it, cross planets, interstellar, Neverland. Not a Jackson packed with action, so what's happening, my man? No relaxing, kicking back, just ain't exactly in the plan. I can't get no satisfaction, goddamn. They saying I've been gone too long. I could just tell them fuck you, but that come on too strong. My God, it go on and on, just like a circle. I go back where I'm from. Well, everybody gather round.